All right, this is your brother Issachar coming at you with another lesson. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles of the great millstones I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Aquat that's listening and learning. Today's video is going to be entitled, Worm Urine Can Be Present in Your Body. All right, worm urine can be present in your body. Now I got inspired to do this lesson because of this video. Pretty much this dude right here, he looks like Esau, but he could be an Israelite foreigner. You never know. But he goes into how a lot of people are finding worms within their bodies. And he goes into how people can find ammonia within their bloodstream. And what ammonia really is worm urine. And worms are being found more and more in people's bodies. And one of the reasons being is because of this food and this air and this water that we drink, which we all know is defiled. And pretty much he goes into how a lot of people needs to try to get rid of this and needs to try to, of course, eat better, eliminate the problem, because the longer that they stay in there, then that's the more risk of you becoming more and more sick. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this video, and of course we're gonna grab a few scriptures, and I got a few articles that I wanted to go into. Well, not articles, but like a few passages that I just wanted to read real quick about worms. Okay, and then at the end of the day, you know, then we'll just knock it out like that. But as we all know, we definitely need to take care of our bodies. This is one of my favorite things to go into is health. You know, of course, we just got to do the best that we can possibly do within this society, because we living in Babylon the Great, and everything here is just filthy. You know, you really can't get around it. You know, you go to the organic section in the store, you really can't trust that either, because you don't know where it came from. Only thing that you can do is just pray over your food, pray over your water and your wine or whatever it is that you have. Pray to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai so he can take those infirmities out of the food, and and you just move forward, man. You just pray to the Lord so he can clean the food for you and keep you alive, keep you going, get you healthy. And we just depend on the Lord, man. That's all we can do until we get into the kingdom. All right, so let's go ahead and play this video, and then we'll grab the scriptures and everything else.
They have bad breath. Halitosis is a main cause. By the time you got halitosis, you are loaded, because that's worm urine and worm droppings that you're breathing out. So it's no wonder your breath's bad. The critters, when they pee, that's called ammonia. So just go to a doctor, have a blood test, and see what level of ammonia is in your blood. If you have ammonia in your blood, that's called worm urine. That's what it is. So we have a test to see if you've got a lot of worms. If you're on a fast and you're fasting and you're on a diet and you get a headache, you got the headache because the worms are all peeing, trying to get you to eat something else. They're trying to make you sick so you'll get off of what you're doing and start eating. So you take some arginine and orthodine, in a matter of 20 minutes, if the headache's gone, you've neutralized the worm urine, and you know that you're loaded. All children that have little tiny pimples on the backs of their arms, or little tiny pimples here on the edges of their cheeks, have 5 varieties of critters in them. 5 varieties. It's time to deworm, and it's time to get them out. Now what I found out is that vibration and frequency is everything. It is literally everything. If you take...
All right, so you heard him within the video. Of course, he went into first halitosis. Okay, he said that's worm urine. If you have that a lot of worm urine, which is ammonia, can be found in your bloodstream. He said it could be one of the causes of bad breath. And there's a lot of people out there with some foul breath, boy. All right. And then, of course, he went into how if children have tiny pimples on the back of their arms or around their cheeks, that could be a sign of them having critters inside of their bodies. Okay, and like I said, one of the reasons being why this is happening in the first place is because of this food that we eat. This food that we eat is defiled. It literally is shit. Okay, so let's read this real quick. This is what I did after I watched that video. I went and just typed in purpose of worms. All right, and I just read a few like I said, a few paragraphs. And right here, one of them says, by their activity in the soil, earthworms offer many benefits. Increased nutrient availability, better drainage, and a more stable soil structure, all of which help improve farm productivity. Worms feed on plant debris. Look at this. Dead roots, leaves, grass, manure, and soil. Key word, manure. Okay? Then I went down and I scrolled, just to see what else pops up. I clicked on this. It says, how do worms help humans? It says worms help to increase the amount of air and water that gets into the soil. They break down organic matter like leaves and grass into things that plants can use. When they eat, they leave behind castings that are a very valuable type of fertilizer. Earthworms are like free farm help. All right. Showing you the great power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because he has definitely created the perfect circle of life. Then I went down here and then I clicked on this. It says, why are worms good for earth? It says they feed primarily on organic material in soils, eating fresh and decaying material from plants, including crops like corn and soybeans. As they feed, they move and mix their waste with the soil in a moist, microbe-rich environment. Earthworm tunnels can bring in oxygen, drain water, and create space for plant roots. So the earthworms, worms like bottom feeders, man, they get rid of the debris, they get rid of the garbage that's in the soil, so then they can create space for plants to grow, and better oxygen, better water, and better soil for the farm, for everything that's around it. Okay, so they are definitely helpful when it comes to their purpose in this life. Okay, so this is one of the reasons and one of the ways and clues to let you know that you're not supposed to be eating them either. And this is one of the things that Esau is actually pushing right now, talking about people need to eat more worms and other bugs and everything like that. And the reason why they doing that is because, they bringing out this fake food, more fake food. And Bill Gates just signed this thing for, I forget what type of food he just signed up for. Damn. I was just talking about this a few days ago, but you all know what I'm talking about. When you Google it, you'll find out. Okay. And pretty much, Esau just trying to get everybody from, eating healthy and getting real food or whatever, because, they don't follow the land Sabbath, and they just wicked, man. They just don't want anything to go correctly. They don't want anything going to the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. So as we just saw right here, worms appear around feces, soil, manure. This is what they're around, right? So then I went to this. Then I just typed in, how does worms get into your body? It says worms are mainly spread in small bits of poo from people with a worm infection. Some are caught from food. You can get infected by touching objects or surfaces with worm eggs on them if someone with worms doesn't wash their hands, all right? And I definitely see that just from going to work. People use the bathroom and they do not wash their hands, man. And they be doing the most. You go in there, man, it's all kind of disturbing sounds. But anyway, I clicked on this too. It says, what causes worms inside the body? It says a person may be at risk of having worms for a number of reasons, such as consuming raw or undercooked meat or seafood. What is pushed here in Babylon the Great, aka America? Raw steak, sushi, all right, so forth and so on. All right, this is what's consumed, and people wondering why they're getting sick. One of the reasons being is because they can have these worms and these different critters in their bodies because they're eating raw or undercooked meat or seafood. The bad seafood. All right, when you read that word seafood, it's not, not all seafood is bad. Seafood just consists of different fish. Of course, they mix in, crab, lobster, shrimp, so forth and so on. We already know we're not supposed to be eating those type of things. All right, we know what fish that we can eat according to the law. All right, then it says sharing personal items with others, drinking or swimming in contaminated water. As you go to the beach, it's very well known now that water is filthy, it's dirty, man. All right, because they took away the shrimp from out of the water, the different fish from out of the water, so they don't serve their purpose to clean the water. Because people are what? They're eating it. They're eating it, man. It says walking barefoot outdoors and not washing their hands regularly. This is what's happening, man. All right. Then it says sharing personal items with others. You can already go into different scenarios of this, especially the whoredom that's out here, these simp dudes that's out here, these people that find each other, you know, we're humans, we all friends, we all hold hands, and then they meet somebody and then people be eating off of each other and doing this and that. You already know. You can think of all kind of scenarios when it comes to that, all right? But this is prophecy. All right, this is prophecy. We already knew that we were going to live through this. Yahweh by Shem Yahushai told us that we were going to go through these things, all right? And this is definitely one of the curses that we're going through as a people, speaking to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? And the reason being, why? It's because we went off going against the commandments, statutes, and laws, all right? But as we all see, worms are always surrounded by shit, okay? That's what it is. And now this shit is being found in people's bodies and it's harming them. It's getting them sick and it's getting them to the point where, you know, people can't live. All right. And this is the reason being right here. Ezekiel chapter 4. And as you can see right here, it says defiled bread, right? And this is what the Most High said. He did this for a reason. It says, take thou also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fitches, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof, according to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon thy side. 390 days shalt thou eat thereof. And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, and 20 shekels a day. From time to time shalt thou eat it. Thou shalt drink also water by measure, the 6th part of an hin. From time to time shalt thou drink. And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man in their sight. He wanted the people to see this, all right? And then it says right here, and it says, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. The Lord said we was going to eat bullshit as food in the places that we were scattered, all right? In the main places right here in America, okay? Of course, the other foods in the other countries, it's not good either. It might be a little bit healthier because it is healthier outside of America. When you go to places like Russia, Germany, Arabs, you know, all of these different other countries, they do eat healthier. They do. But, you know, at the same time, they still eat defiled foods and they still, you know, have a lot of chemicals and shit mixed in theirs as well. All right, but this is what the Lord said. He said we were going to eat defiled food. And as you can see right here, it says, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man, representing that we are literally going to be eating what? Bullshit. Then when you read it, then it says, then said I, O Lord power, behold, my soul hath not been polluted, for from my youth up even till now have I not eaten of that which dieth of itself, or is torn in pieces, neither came there abominable flesh into my mouth. Then you read verse 15, it says, then he said unto me, lo, I have given thee cow's dung for man's dung, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith. So the Most High was like, okay, I understand, but we still got to make an example. We still got to show the people what's getting ready to come and what's going to happen to us in the future. Prophecy. He said, okay, well, we ain't going to use man's dung, but we're going to use cow's dung instead. All right. And this is what happened. And now this is literally what we're eating today. And a lot of people are wondering, why are these worms being found within our bodies? Why? Because of these different plantations, these different businesses, these different farms. They are literally defiling the bread, the food, the water, the air. And these worms are being found within people's bodies. The worm urine, the ammonia, halitosis, all of these things are happening because all of these different critters are within people's bodies. Okay, the Most High said this was going to happen, and it's happening. All right, worms are always around decayed things. Okay, they clean up the decayed things, as we just read within those few passages. Right, they clean up the decayed things and they help make things fresh. Okay, because they get rid of the bullshit, the shit. Excuse my language. All right, but this is what we're eating every single day. Now, when you get this is one of the examples in Exodus. When you go to Exodus 16, right? This is when It says the Lord provides manna. This is when we were in the wilderness and the Most High was giving us food to eat. All right. Now, when you go to verse 16, we're going to start at verse 16. It says, this is the thing which the Lord hath commanded. Gather of it every man according to his eating, an omer for every man according to the number of your persons. Take ye every man for them which are in his tents. And the children of Israel did so, and gathered, some more, some less. And when they did meet it with an omer, he that gathered much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating. And Moses said, let no man leave of it till the morning. Then it says, notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left of it until the morning, and it bred what? Worms, and stank. And Moses was wroth with them. He was angry, and they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating, and when the sun waxed hot, it melted. So this is when worms appear. Worms appear when they're around what? The shit again. All right. That's why I said, and it bred worms and it stank. The worms were there so they can get rid of it. Okay. And this is what's being found in people's bodies right now. All right. So now we understand that we have to take care of ourselves a little, not even a little bit more. We should be doing this on a regular, man. This should be something that you should be practicing all the time. You know, you don't got to be a bodybuilder or an athlete or anything like that. You know, man, just try to get in 30 minutes a day. You know, go for a walk, go on a treadmill, go on the elliptical, you know, do something. Take care of yourself. Because as you heard the dude say within the video, he was like, people go on a fast, when they change their diets, the worms inside them are scrambling because now they don't have anything to feed off on. So now they're just letting loose all of that bullshit, all of that ammonia, the urine inside of you, and now you're getting headaches and everything like that because you're trying to take care of yourself. Then he said, what's the next thing you do? He said you get the arginine and that the other word. I forget what it is. All right, and we already know this is one of the best things for us to do. This is spoken of in the book of Sirach, chapter 38. This is Sirach, chapter 38, verse 1. It says, honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the usage which you may have of him, for the Lord hath created him. For of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. The skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. The Lord hath created what? Medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. As soon as you start looking up these different medicines, the herbs, fruits, vegetables, you do not hate them. You start looking up their purposes, what they can do for you, and you eat those things. You drink those things, whatever you want to do. You know, personally, for me, I do both. You know, whenever I get into a certain situation, I'll be like, okay, I get certain fruits and vegetables, you know, ginger, garlic, oranges, the orange peels. You know, when you eat, you know, you work out and everything, you can actually eat the orange peels, or you can boil them with cinnamon cloves and everything like that. And that heals the body. Okay, like he said, you get the arginine, you get these different types of things, and you take them. So then, you know, they can heal you. That's why it says in verse 2, for of the Most High cometh what? Healing. You'll be healed. Once you take these things, and like the man said in the video, this eliminates the problem. This eliminates the problem, and you start feeling better. So this is one of the things that we definitely have to keep in mind, all right? Research, man. Go into the different herbs, the fruits, the vegetables. Look at what can help you in the meantime, all right? Because these things will help you prolong in this life. Like I said, everything is already defiled as it is. So you definitely have to try even harder to fight against it, okay? Fight against it. And like I said, prayer is always the best thing as far as being healed as well, because you got to pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai so he can allow those different things to heal you, okay? Nothing just can't happen because of you. Of course, you try and you gather the different things so you can be okay, but you got to pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all right? So let's go back here and we're going to get 1 Timothy. It's like I said earlier, hey man, get out the way. So like I said earlier, this is one of the things that you should be practicing all the time. It's exercise. All right, this is 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 6, and it says, a good minister's discipline. It says, if thou put the brethren in remembrance of these things, thou shalt be a good minister of Yahushai Hamashiach, nourished up in the words of faith and of good doctrine, whereunto thou hast attained. but refuse profane and old wise fables, and exercise thyself rather unto godliness. For bodily exercise profiteth little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come. So bodily exercise profiteth little, but it does profit. All right, you keep putting in work, you're gonna see your body change. You're gonna get slimmer, or if you lifting weights or doing calisthenics or whatever it is, you're gonna start gaining muscle, you're gonna start getting lean, you're gonna have more energy because you're taking care of yourself, and this eliminates health problems. One of the main reasons people go into the hospital all the time is because they don't exercise at all. They don't do it. And this is one of the first things that the doctor always say. They be like, man, for your age, you're overweight. I see a lot of young people, 18, 19, 20. They're overweight because this society teaches them to, as soon as they wake up, you eat Cheetos and chips and candy, and they don't cook at all. They always get this box food. This processed food is already made for them because this place is lazy. So they get this shit that you can just throw in the air fryer or throw in the microwave. It's ready in like 5 minutes and then you eat it. You gotta stay away from that shit, man. You gotta stop being lazy. Get the actual meats, get your vegetables, and cook. All right, and like it says right here, bodily exercise profited little, but it does profit. All right, put in some work, man. Like I said, you ain't got to go out there and be like the swollest dude on the planet or nothing. But exercise, man. Take care of yourself. Remember, the scriptures say that this is your temple. You got to take care of the Most High's creation. You are a part of the Most High's creation. You don't want to destroy what He created. You want to take care of it, man. So put in some work, cook, and exercise. All right. Now we're gonna go to Tobit, and we're gonna end it with that. Let's go to the book of Tobit, because at the end of the day, like I said, this is what is gonna profit you, so you can get away from all of this this nonsense that's here in America, man. So this is Tobit, chapter 12, verse 8. And what did the dude say? He said when people go into a fast and they change their diet, the worms are scrambling. They like, man, they doing all of these things. They're releasing the ammonia and everything inside of you because they want you to hurry up and eat that bullshit that you was eating before, so then they can stay within your body. All right, but fasting is definitely a great thing to do, because when you fast, you allow your body and the components inside of your body to actually swarm around and heal everything that's in your body, because there's nothing in the way now. There's no food, there's no chemicals or whatever it is that you ate. There's nothing there. So everything that's within your body can finally work. It can swim around, attack this problem, attack that problem, and it burns fat. All right, it gives you more energy. It's very beneficial, man. All right, so you gotta fast as well. And that's one of the things that the apostles push a lot. They be like, man, do intermittent fasting. All right, you can do the it's like, you can start off with 12 hours. Don't eat or drink anything for 12 hours. Or if you do decide to drink, just drink water or black coffee, something that doesn't give you any calories. All right, and something that won't interfere with your fast. You can do 12 hours. Then if you get good, and 14, then 16, then 18. Apostle Tahar is like, he working on the 24, which is intermittent fasting for 20 hours and eating within a 4-hour window. All right. So it is what it is. You work on what's going to work for you. All right. Whatever works for you, you work on that, and then you build from it. Your body's going to naturally tell you that you want to do something better, or, and you're going to naturally upgrade to take care of yourself. All right. So this is Tobit chapter 12, verse 8. It says, prayer is good with fasting. Prayer, like I said earlier, prayer is good with fasting. So you got to pray to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai to heal you. And then within the meantime, you fast. You got to fast, man. And it says, in alms and righteousness. A little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness. It is better to give alms than to lay up gold. For alms doth deliver from death, and shall purge away all sin. Those that exercise alms and righteousness shall be filled with life. But they that sin are enemies to their own life. That's right. If you sin on purpose, you're your own enemy, because you're putting yourself to destruction on purpose. You're the one that's making yourself look in the mirror back and forth, like, damn, I should be making better decisions. I hate myself for doing this. You're your own enemy. And you already know, when it comes down to this food, you should be staying away from a lot of these fast food places. You should be staying away from a lot of this junk food. Okay? You know, and that's why they have this thing called cheat days. You know, you give yourself a day where you be like, okay, I want to indulge a little bit. Let me get some of that macaroni and cheese. Let me have some pizza, you know. Let me have some fruit juice or a smoothie that may have a little bit more sugar than I usually have. But, you know, it's just like a little treat for you. You know, for instance, I like sweets. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I like desserts. I like cake and pies and cookies and all of that stuff. So once a week, hey, I go in on that shit. It be fire. But at the end of the day, I know not to keep indulging in that every day. The majority of the days, just like, for example, when it comes to the working days, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they worked for 6,000 years. That's 6 days for us, right? And then on the 7th day, they rested. So for 6 days or whatever it is, your 5 days, whatever your workout schedule is, you know, you put in the correct vegetables, the correct fruits, the correct meats, and you don't overdo it, all right? And you take care of yourself, and then literally on that 7th day, you go in, you rest. That's part of your rest. You give yourself, this is your reward for putting in the work all week, all right? So it is what it is, but like I said, I just wanted to bring this out, and I saw that video, and I was like, damn, that's interesting, you know, because I never really thought about, you know, halitosis and, you know, how that can cause bad breath and everything. You know, I was like, that's a very interesting video. So I started doing some research on certain things, and I'm glad I did. And I was like, well, let's go ahead and bring this out to a video, and, you know, let's share this with the brotherhood, man. Let's share this with the hopeful elect out there. So I'm gonna end it with that. So I hope this is edifying. So with that, I'm gonna say, call Halayim Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rachaa Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstones I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Akwat that's listening and learning. And Yahweh Ratazad, I'll be back with another lesson. Keep pushing, Yasharala. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. Shalom.